Well, hello, Mom. Welcome to the Magical Mystery School, and thank you so much for coming back for Symbols of the Tarot, Class 23. So now we've gone through all the major arcana, and we're going to start applying them to how we can use them in our lives, basically. Now, I wanted to make just one quick reference back to Key 21 from the last lesson. I just wanted to make sure I was clear that we talked about this figure being a fairly androgynous figure. She's a female on top and masculine on the bottom underneath that veil. And yes, that is combining masculine and feminine energy. But I also wanted to stress this character is also telling us, we have finally gotten to the point where self-consciousness, masculine, and subconsciousness, feminine, are communicating, are in the same body, basically. So at least they know about each other. So I just wanted to make that a little bit clearer. Also, I also wanted to mention that there's a lot of really wonderful tarot card readers and teachers on YouTube. And I do always really encourage people to get other, go do some other classes too, because every teacher has their point of view or their what their speciality is, that kind of thing. And we're all we're all basically in the same ballpark, but it's good to have. I've got all these cards and things. It's good to have different, see a different point of view, basically. So I just wanted to mention some of the ones that I have found really great. So Dr. Lena from Tarot Down Under, she's Australian, and she's great. I've had a reading with her, and she also teaches classes. And then Denise Knight, Divination, that's her YouTube channel name, and she does everything: astrology, tarot, cartomancy, and we'll mention her again later here in a little bit. And then also Diane's Tarot, and that's with 2 N's. She does readings, and she is prolific. She has got classes on tons of things too. So I would recommend any of those folks for sure. And as you guys know, my tarot education is through BOTA, Builders of the Adytum. And if you just Google that, you'll go to their webpage. That's a mystery school, so Western Mystery School. So, feel free to look at that too, of course. Okay. Now, through these 22 keys, we could stop right there. We wouldn't even have to look at the minor arcana. And to be honest, I spent years just looking at the major arcana, not even looking at the minor arcana at first, because in that major arcana, that Fool's Journey, pretty much those keys could answer any questions, stimulate the growth in your consciousness, all that kind of thing. So just be prepared that we are going to go do the minor arcana. But if you want to stop now and just study these 22 keys, that would be fine. And as you know, I've been kind of presenting tarot basically as a sort of a stimulant for your growth in your consciousness, how you express your consciousness and that kind of thing. Because remember, these pictures are speaking to your subconsciousness. Your subconsciousness is totally nonverbal. All this language that we're going through doesn't mean a whole lot. So these pictures really get the subconscious excited, right? And that's the same way with astrology, with the symbols in astrology. Those symbols also speak to the subconscious. I mean, they even say, a person could actually not do any study and just stare at their astrology chart or look at these tarot keys, and some information would get through. You may not be conscious of it, but it would seep in there. Now, just as a quick one, the Fool's Journey that we just got done with here. Remember, this is and this is kind of shows you how it explains consciousness. You know, here's the super consciousness as it jumped off the cliff with confidence and optimism into the 3D world. And then self-consciousness, the magician, right? Where he's starting to name things. Because remember, that self-consciousness, that's the verbal part. Naming everything, talking about things as above, so below. And the below is that subconsciousness, the high priestess. So these two keys, you know, are starting out as separate keys. And like we just saw with the world key, by the end of the journey, they become one character. Also, the other thing that the Fool's Journey really speaks to us about too is just all the ups and downs and ins and outs and this way and that way of this journey of consciousness. I mean, you know, that's part of what we're here for, is to become better human beings, become better consciousnesses, basically. Now, I think I've already told you guys that, you know, my first love is astrology. So that's what I mean about seeing, you know, different teachers have different slants. So I, you know, kind of relate everything to astrology. So I hope everybody's gotten their astrology chart and started looking at that. And remember, you can get a free chart online, easy schmeezy. You can literally Google free astrology chart. But one of the websites that I've had good luck with is this Astrology. That's Robert Hand's site for getting a free chart. I mean, I have a computer program, but I wanted to at least try it before I told you guys to go do it. And then just to let you know, Cafe Astrology, that's my favorite big astrology chart that's got everything in it. You know, you wouldn't be any questions you have about astrology, they'll have something on there to help you out with that, I'm sure. So the first thing I want to do is just do a really quick review on the 22 keys. 12 represent the 12 signs of the Zodiac, and then the other 10 represent the 10 planets. So I'm just going to real quickly, I went through this in more detail in earlier lessons, but just to remind you where we're at here. So, Aries, the Emperor. See, that's what's there. I've got all these, I've got cards and this and that and the other. Taurus, the Hierophant. Gemini, the Lovers. And you can almost see the glyph in that key, right? Cancer, the Chariot. Leo, the Lion-hearted. The Strength card. Virgo, the Hermit. And Virgo is a little bit of a hermit there. The Justice and the Scale. The Libra is the Justice card. And there we see the Scales of Justice. I can see that real easy in that glyph. And of course, Scorpio is the Death card. That makes sense. Sagittarius, Temperance, you know, mutable fire, you know, back and forth, pouring that water back and forth. Capricorn, the Devil. All right, scary. Aquarius, but not all Capricorns are devils. Aquarius, the Star. And last but not least, Pisces, the Moon. Okay, now let's go through the planets. Like I said, I've got these all, hopefully to make this as easy as possible here. And this is going to be pretty universal. Almost everyone, I've only seen maybe like one difference of what key goes with what planet or sign. The Fool for Uranus. Mercury, I almost said self-consciousness. The Magician. Moon, the High Priestess. And I think I'm just going to put you a pause while it goes through that bell. Okay, that was just a second, but I didn't want to have to yell over that. Okay, Empress is Venus, and you can see the Venus glyph right there on the card. And then we've got Jupiter, the big, the great benefic is the Wheel of Fortune. Hopefully that makes sense. Neptune, the Hangman. So here we are, we're meditating, we're stilling our minds, that sort of thing. Mars, our active energy, the Tower, of course. And the Sun is the Sun, that's easy schmeezy. Pluto, the god of the underworld, is our judgment card. So all those folks jumping up from their coffins, that can be easy to remember. And then Saturn corresponds to the world. And Saturn is our last planet that we can see from Earth with our naked eye. And here's the world. This is sort of the edge of our world too. So I just wanted to review those right quick. And we'll keep moving on here. So now what I want you to be able to do is, for example, let's say you want some more money in your life, okay? Money or love. I mean, that's Venus. So that would be the Empress card. So you could literally take this key out and start to meditate on it, and it would stimulate that part of your mind to bring in that abundance, to bring in that love, that sort of thing. Now, if you have your astrology chart and you say, oh, well, I have Venus in Aries. Well, now you can take out the Aries key, the Emperor and Empress. That's kind of nice. Kind of like each other. Kissy, kissy. You could put these two together and meditate on those and get even more information, more specific information for your own, stimulate your own consciousness for growth there. Let's see, another way that you can use these is, let's say you've got, let's do these. Let's say in your chart, you have Mars square Neptune. And you can do this also with aspects in your chart as well as transits. Let's say you've got Mars squaring your natal Neptune. Either way, you could use the keys to help you out with this. And let's say that your Neptune is in Taurus, so I could put the Hierophant with these keys. I got that. Nope, I got that backwards. There. Okay. And then, yes. And then let's say you've got, let's see, to make it a square, we would need another fixed sign, right? So Leo. So let's say that your Mars is in Leo. All right. So you get that right? Yeah. Okay. So you got Neptune in Taurus and Mars in Leo. So you got a lot of, fiery energy, action, pack, that type of thing. And then you've got over here sort of this Neptune, wanting to be quiet, still the mind, meditate. And in Taurus, very earthy, kind of want to follow the rules, get a structure going, that sort of thing. So there's some conflict going here. So if you wanted to, and I should say, with the dawning of the age of Aquarius and all that stuff, we're actually trying to lift up that square energy instead of thinking about it so much as a struggle, as maybe just thinking of it as a real blast of energy. So, but if you are feeling struggle with it, if you're a human being, you could take these keys and actually put them up, and just kind of meditate on them and get some stimulation, some thoughts, some ideas on how to deal with this. And maybe, maybe it's something where you do something like Tai Chi or Aikido or something like that, where you're able to express that fiery energy, that, and try to subdue that physical animal nature from the Leo card, but yet do it in a spiritual way with Neptune and Taurus, and maybe a very grounded way. So, and doing Aikido or Tai Chi or something like that would also be a form of protection too, and Mars is always trying to protect us. So anyway, that's how you could start to integrate these keys into your own chart. Okay, so I think that's probably enough for this particular session. And oh, no, I'm sorry. I totally forgot a whole piece here. I was like thinking that was too quick. I also wanted to mention about psychic abilities. Now everybody's got some sort of psychic ability, but some of us are more in tune with it than others. And some you just may not even be aware of it. You may actually say things that are fairly or be in touch and you just know things and you don't identify it as being psychic. Well, working with these keys will help stimulate that also. And when you're doing these spreads that I'm gonna go into more detail in the next class, I really want you to really approach the tarot with a lot of reverence and respect, okay? And if you're, if you're like using tarot like to go to parties or just even, friendly, hey, let's throw some cards and have some fun. What I would do if I were you, I would get a deck of tarot cards that's specifically for that purpose. And then keep another deck of tarot cards for your own spiritual work so that they're separate. So that you won't get all that other people's energy on it and that kind of on your cards and that kind of thing. Because remember, divination does mean coming, a message from the divine. So, so you do want to treat these cards with respect. Now, something you can do too, though, in these layouts that I'll show you, you can just use oracle cards and use those same layouts and really have some fun with them. These are great to use in that kind of situation. And then there's also, I've gotten to really enjoy these cards too. These are actually just good old fortune telling cards, and these can be really fun too to use. Now this is the Kipper deck, and this is the Lenormand deck, and I'm not no pro at that. I would direct you immediately to Denise because that's her bailiwick, cartomancy. So she really knows how to use all these keys, and she does have the classes and such. And then also there's a gal, Becca, and she has a YouTube page called The House of Lenormand, and I hope I'm saying that right. And she's also very talented when it comes to reading these Lenormand cards and such. So anyway, okay, so I think that that sort of finishes up then what I was going to do today, and we'll start next time on doing some real layouts and that sort of thing. So anyway, guys, just remember, from there to here, from here to there, funny things are everywhere. Bye. Have a great time.